When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sin vs. the World. I'm Septum Sin, or the Evil Doctor streaming. I couldn't find the mask, though. I imagine it would be hard to see and breathe in that mask.
I imagine.
But I'm here with Kotobuki Jake. Who is Kotobuki Jake?
Yes.
He's a man so famous he can go dressed as himself for Halloween.
Yes, indeed.
And we're here to show you what they got. Well, we have a couple of Department of Corrections, one delay, and one that I was called out on missing. And I'm backed by the very director of the film. So Brad Sykes, creator pretty much of Camp Blood, and many other good films. I'm actually going to, I'm actually got two of them, High 8 and its sequel film, which have segments with his direction in it. But one of his films, Plaguers, is getting a 10th anniversary special edition coming out today. So don't wait till next week like you normally do. This is today. So go get it.
Yeah.
I mean, I do plan on trying to collect most of his filmography. I'm starting a little bit at a time. My money is short, but I do plan on continuing to buff up my filmography for him. So, with that being said, we have one delay. You can go ahead and...
Well, a quick note, we're moving up in the world if directors are taking the time to call us out for not mentioning their stuff.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, maybe one day we'll get a nasty gram from Martin Scorsese or something.
You're not cinema.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I heard about that. But anyway, so apparently Netflix decided to delay the release of Castlevania Season 2. So it should be coming out
Next week. So let's show you what else is going to be coming out
Indeed.
next week. All right, we got a lot of cool stuff.
Yep.
I got the lopsided end of this, so I will start us off. One thing that is kind of cool, and I need to pick this up. This is why I put this down. There was a time when Jean-Claude Van Damme was #1 on action movies. I'm sure you remember this. There was this time, and he just constant flow of movies. A Kickboxer really was what started it off. And then, you had Bloodsport, and you had a lot of these other ones. I really like Cyborg. Most people don't like Cyborg. But one of the movies that he's well known for back in that day is Universal Soldier, which had a lot of sequels, which is one of the reasons why I kind of... because I don't want to watch the sequels. But the original Universal Soldier, which is a very good film, it's him and Dolph Lundgren, it's coming out in 4K. So maybe this is my time to get it when it goes down to like $10.
It's your time. You get the first one for $10 and have to pay $15 each for the sequels.
Oh, God, I don't want to think about it.
So, this week is heavy on re-releases. Very heavy. We'll have a couple of new ones to talk about, but mostly it's going to be re-releases. But I'm going to go ahead and start off with my one new one I want to comment on, which we actually got to see in theaters, and it was fun. So this summer saw a release, backed, if I recall correctly, by Guillermo del Toro, of a kind of, sort of pseudo-anthology film.
Oh, yeah.
That was called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, which it's my understanding has gotten a re-release, I think, in theaters this week, I guess because of Halloween.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They're putting it back out in a limited run for the end of October. But we actually got to see it in late summer, which is kind of an odd time for a horror film, but, good. But it was a pretty good little film. It was very interesting. It was well made. The cast was pretty much older kids, but basically kids, and they did a really good job with what they were given. And a couple of the stories were pretty damn creepy. Couple of them. And it very much set up a sequel, and we'll be curious to see how that will pan out. But the first film is pretty good, and I will definitely want to get it eventually. And for those of you who missed it and can't wait to see it, this is your chance to snap it up. Or you can be like me and wait for Black Friday. But either way, it's coming out.
I mean, it's that is a very much a millennial / Gen Xer movie, because those were the groups that grew up with that book.
I didn't.
Neither did I, but many did. So I did need to note that.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, well...
And you don't think that a certain time and place is necessary to understand the appeal of Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh, yeah. I think people might like some of the old movies.
Right.
Depends on how into martial arts films you are.
Right.
I mean, Bruce Lee, a lot of his movies are timeless.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure that there's the best comparison, but
No,
still.
no, I would not.
Well, Alfred Hitchcock has another release of several of his British films. That's where his earliest films were done, was in Britain. It's called the Hitchcock British International Pictures Collection. It has films like The Ring, The Farmer's Wife, Champagne, or Champagne. Depends on how you would want to pronounce it. The Manxman, and The Skin Game.
And this is not The Ring that has Sadako in it.
No. So, I actually have a collection that has a lot of those on it, but does not have a couple. I think it's like missing 2 or 3 of those. But it's got a fairly nice number, but the quality is not there. No. I mean, you can see it's a pretty I mean, I like the look of it.
The cover art of the new one is a lot more flattering to HitchCock than the cover art on this.
But still, I liked it good enough. I just, if you want something higher quality, maybe this is the start to getting those out on a better release format.
Okay.
Because you got a couple of his early films released in a better format, but not many.
Right.
Not many.
So, I need to get some of his earlier ones myself. I've seen a few of them, pretty much on poor quality releases.
When The Lodger was really good. I like The Lodger.
Is it? Yeah. This one had, let me see. I have seen The Lady Vanishes, of course, is a Criterion release. But yeah, some of these are really good.
The Original Man Who Knew Too Much.
Right.
There's 2 of them.
Because Hitchcock did remakes of 2 or 3 films. It remade his own film.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the next one up is one that's still on my must-watch list. Still waiting for me to get to it, but it is there.
Undercover Brother 2.
That is not the one I'm referring to. It is coming out. It is for your Undercover Brother fans. It is coming out. So, Sentai is continuing their drive to compile more compact editions of multiple series that they have.
Yeah.
And actually, to be honest,
I thought they did it already myself.
I thought they did it already too, but now that I think about it, I think I do have the 2 seasons separate, but they are on Blu-ray. But Sentai is doing a combined release of My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu and My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu 2. Now these we have talked about on this channel. I cannot remember
lower. Thank you.
Lower. There we go. I cannot remember the exact context. I feel like I got them and we presented them on a pickup video. But this, as I think we did talk about, is supposedly a teen romantic comedy for the people that like their teen romantic comedies acerbic, bitter, just plain dark. But it's supposedly really good. I've heard very good commentary, very good reviews. I really want to see this show. If you have not yet seen it, it's getting a combined release that will look nice on the shelf. Very small little bit on the shelf.
We'll wait for the sale.
Yes. And Sentai does periodically do very good sales.
So, it's been a very slow release for this series when it's been re-released, but the Yu Yu Hakusho is getting a Blu-ray Steelbook release of the whole thing, and now they're coming out with Season 2, or like my copy here, pretty much looks the same, but it's in Steelbook. I have yet to open my copies. I've had them for a long time. It's just a long shonen series, and I have to be in a particular mood to watch a long shonen series.
Right.
Now, admittedly,
And have a lot of time.
it's one that I should be watching because it's a famous one.
Yeah.
But still, it's kind of cool. I mean, I bought it because it is a must-have.
I need to get to it myself one of these days. So, speaking of must-haves, although it's not like the mouse needs any more money. And actually, I'm kind of annoyed with them right now. I finally saw Spider-Man Far From Home, and it was pretty great. And shame on Disney and Sony for being nasty over stupid stuff.
Though that one will reduce in price much quicker than the other Marvel movies because it's Sony.
Yeah, but I mean, really, I wanted to see continuation of that series. But anyway, but speaking of Disney and Marvel, their animated offering of Big Hero 6, along with their movies The Princess and the Frog, Moana, Zootopia, and Tangled, are all getting 4K releases this week. And these are some damn good movies. I mean, as far as Disney's recent offerings, supposedly Princess and the Frog is going to be their last traditionally hand-drawn But I'm sure eventually there'll be another one. I hope they do more because they do so well with them. But I loved Big Hero 6. I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved Moana. Zootopia is probably my favorite Disney film, and it's the first Pixar film they've released that's not Pixar.
Yeah.
They've tried multiple times. And then Tangled was just great, good fun, too.
I actually felt like Tangled was one of the first real attempts that Disney did when it came to computer animation to rival some of the lower level Pixar's.
I think they've tried ever since they tried CG. They've been trying to do Pixar. Bolt was a lame attempt to do a Pixar film. It was good, but
Yeah,
it was
still a good film, but yeah.
But Tangled was much more of a Disney film, I thought, but it still was good. Big Hero 6 and Moana arguably were closer on that score, but I do think Zootopia was a full-blown Pixar film. And it's great. I mean, they're all good. They're all good films. So even though The Mouse is evil, they do occasionally produce good stuff. And I mean, no, they produce a lot of good stuff.
They've been really kind of working through their back catalog and 4King it.
Yeah. And since these are all recent titles...
I doubt I'm going to be upgrading any of that stuff.
Since these are all recent titles, they're probably going to look great on 4K.
Yeah.
I think I have all of these on Blu-ray already, so I don't think I'm going to need to upgrade either. But maybe one day when I have a 4K player, I might do it. But
and a TV that's 4K too.
Yeah, that's more what I meant.
Yeah.
But yeah. Because without a 4K TV, what's the point?
I've had a 4K player for a while. So, next up is another re-release. I'm kind of sad that they didn't get it in time for Halloween. And that's Boogiepop Phantom. The TV series is getting a Blu-ray release. So this is my copy.
I need to see that.
Their copy's a little bit less thick. It's a decently dark one. It's not one that I would say, is the greatest. But again, it's an early Right Stuff release right here. You can see that on the spine.
Right Stuff. Okay.
Yeah, see?
Didn't that recently get remade?
They did. I think they did like a sequel to it.
Yeah.
There's also a live-action movie called Boogiepop and Others.
And I need to watch it.
I did not like it.
Well, that's why
I actually got rid
it.
of my copy. Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Why I need to watch it.
My copy.
Trying to find time to watch a lot of these Halloween titles this week. I did see it's Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown the other day.
I need to get to that.
So, speaking of Halloween titles, this one is an appropriate Halloween title. We've actually got 3 here. Speaking of 4K re-releases, the 3 films by very gifted filmmaker Edgar Wright are getting the 4K treatment. Starting Shaun of the Dead, famous zombie film that I'm hit or miss on zombie films. This one I thought was extremely creative and I liked it. But it was way too, like that dry British humor.
Yeah.
This was dry. I honestly was underwhelmed. But part of that was because there was so much hype over this movie. But I enjoyed it nonetheless. One I enjoyed considerably more, partly because there was a lot less hype for it, was their take on action films. Hot Fuzz.
My favorite of the trilogy.
Yeah, the buddy cop film. This is one of my favorite buddy cop films. It really is great, especially when you got Timothy Dalton playing the bad guy, basically. Incidentally, these are both Simon Pegg, Nick Frost films, and so is the third one here, The World's End, which you may recall I very recently put up in a pickups video. Still need to watch my copy. I still need to see it.
Yeah.
But all 3 of these are well-regarded films overall.
I'll put those up here.
Yeah. They're all interesting films. They're pretty fun. This one's supposed to be. Each one is a slightly different niche genre that they kind of launch into.
Yeah.
But they're definitely worth getting. I don't know that they necessarily need a 4K upgrade, but Who knows? Maybe you really want to see Simon Pegg and Nick Frost in high def. I don't know. But
Well, that's all we've got for you this time around.
okay.
But
no, you still got that.
Oh,
one.
I still have one more.
Yeah.
Yes. Pop Team Epic is getting another release for the Essentials, which is pretty quick. I feel like they just released it.
They did. I'm
But,
surprised they had an Essentials release.
But, it's got a lot of popularity. I do want it. I am eventually going to get it.
I want to see it.
So I've got to put it up here.
I've heard interesting things.
I like odd stuff.
Well, the art style is very odd.
So with that being said, we are going to let y'all go. And we will see you on the next one.
Goodbye.